resistances that you experience when people come to see you? I mean, I guess just by coming to see you, they've taken that initial step of responsibility. But
right. Yeah. So. Right, so people just walking in the door means that they are ready to change on some level. Yeah, there's lots of things. I mean, obviously healing is a term that everybody uses, and energy, and so many people have done lots of energy work and lots of healing, and it's what I do is different from anything I've seen out there. So yeah, people may have an idea or an investment of who they are or what they're doing with it, but again, in general, those kinds of things are sort of more on a surface level, and it's not that hard to get underneath that and create real change. Even when people are really fighting it, it's actually possible to activate some of the deeper issues and get them moving in the right direction. So that's one of the kind of fun things, is being able to help people even if they don't realize what has to happen to get to a healthier place. So yeah, if they can get into the room and even just give it a little bit of a chance, we can make some positive changes with people.
The energy that you work with, how would you describe that in relationship to the kind of like more Eastern sense of energy work? I haven't studied much. I mean, I know a little bit about Chinese medicine, a very tiny bit about prana and or the Indian traditions, but so I don't actually know if it fits in very well. Again, it's easier to talk in terms of like light metabolism, and there's several different dimensions of light. There's the very physical, but the easiest way to access some of the other aspects are just through the imagination and working with visualization. But yeah, it doesn't. I don't know if I could translate it into prana or chi or ki or any of the senses of energy from the East. It's different. It's closer. Again, the emotional piece, the feeling sense is probably the strongest part of the energy that I deal with. And the relationship, because those are the two biggest things: the emotional aspect and the energetic aspect. How do you see those two in relationship to each other?
Yeah. Again, I would say emotion is an aspect of energy. We've got thoughts are an aspect of energy. Programming is an aspect of energy, but all of that is actually an aspect. Energy is sort of an aspect of light, and light's really a higher, more inclusive kind of term. And our bodies, there's the very physical aspect, but that's still a manifestation of light. And then we've got some of the more purely energetic aspects, which again include like the programming, the emotions, and the thoughts, and so forth. And those, they interact and work with they work with each other. So light's actually the most basic, the most fundamental aspect of all energy. And then energetic structures develop like thoughts or emotions, and that sort of directs how light flows through our being, through our lives.
What would be the, do you still have any kind of like major challenges that you face within the development of your work?
All the time. Again, I want the biggest possible context I can experience, so that everything's in its place, and I can see how our physical bodies relate to the true self, and how the earth energy or the kundalini or the soul, all those energies influence and relate to each other, and it expands beyond that. There's the yin aspect of light, the yang aspect of light, there's the oneness, and there's many levels beyond the oneness. And so for me personally, I need to experience as much as I possibly can and work with those energies to be able to heal and move through them. And then with that understanding, then I can guide other people and teach other people about those levels of energy so they can master them. And again, most people come to see me with either very physical issues, or you know, maybe things like relationship issues or emotional issues, but don't necessarily see how it all fits together. And so my task is to slowly help people become aware of these different levels of their energy and work with them to become more and more complete on their own. And so, yeah, there's always the challenge of, you know, how to move as quickly as possible, but as functionally as possible. People, you know, it's not hard to create big changes, but we want changes that people can live with and people can move forward with. So it needs to, you know, it's not, people can't take hours every day to process, and they can't take weeks off to just deal with the issues. So we need something that's elegant and easy and more grounding and helps people become more functional as they heal. And so that's always been the focus.
Do you have a gift? And if it is a gift, is there a legacy that you can leave in terms of passing on the gift that you have for other people to attempt to follow suit?
I don't think I have a gift. I think I've developed a process sort of out of necessity just to function in my life, and that process has allowed me to, again, explore many, many levels of my experience and give me lots of answers that I needed and wanted. And I really think that, truthfully, if I can do it, anybody can do it. But it's true that I focus on my emotional process and becoming aware of different aspects of energy, and I've been doing this for a long time. So, but it's nothing special. It's just something that I really think anybody can do it. That's why I wrote, you know, my first book was all about just the process, and that process is all I use, and it works. And you can apply it to every aspect of your life, and you will learn, you know, more and more about yourself and more about what's going on in the world. So, yeah, I think it's available to everybody.
And looking ahead, do you see yourself developing this further or perfecting what you have?
The development has been ongoing. They've got 3 more books in the works right now, and the second book's all about light metabolism and how it's called light medicine, and it should be done soon here. And it's all about some of what we've been talking about, how light, you know, for instance, our immune systems, how they use light, and what we can do to improve the immune system function. And there's huge potential. We just want to talk immune system stuff. You've got, you know, unfortunately, what we learn to do with our immune systems is let everybody into our space. And so there's no wonder that we're vulnerable to all kinds of external influences. And so we can teach our immune systems how to do a much better job of separating from everybody else's energy. Again, growing up, most of us learned to we were supposed to let everybody in to take control of us and run our own energy. And so, yeah, just using the emotional process, we can learn to heal our immune system function so that we can separate better from other people. So we're teaching parts of our body, energy, or physical or physiology how to function differently. So there's unlimited potential right there. We can transform every aspect of our physiology. We can change how our endocrine system works, how our digestive system works. And people's digestive system, generally, again, very poor at discerning what's really good for us and what's not. And we end up, again, absorbing tons of stuff through our digestive systems, most of which doesn't really serve us. So, yeah, just in the physical body level, there's so much potential and so much stuff to explore. And then, yeah, just all the other levels of energy are, yeah, it's a playground. Never a dull moment.
Thanks.
The process is for anyone and everyone. For anyone who wants better quality of life, wants to evolve, heal their physical bodies, understand relationships, and get to a more and more functional place. Yeah, the process is for everyone, and it doesn't have to be difficult. It does take practice, but yeah, anyone who has an interest in experiencing more of their potential and understanding more of their experience, fantastic. Come on in. The water's fine.